but not least, David Navarra against Timur Rajabov. So Navarra mentioned himself in recent history, perhaps I would say Kramnik against Anand was my favorite World Championship match of recent history, which he disclosed all this Meran thing. I mean, he won 2 remarkable games in Meran variation. But that was also a very interesting match, and I believe before that, and especially since this match, every game between Anand and Tovalov is interesting. As far as I remember, Vishy has a very good score against Veselin. So let's see if he will be able to score today. And here we have, in a way, very similar position to what we had in Carlsen pressure before the exchanges. So this wasn't the real opposite. It was Gioco Piano Italian, but a very, very similar fashion. Just look for yourself. C3, then White starts to take the space on the queen side immediately. B4 and A4. That's perhaps one of the possible ways to play here, and I keep saying that this position terrifies me because with one of my students, I was asked to analyze this position and to figure out what's the best way to play for White. And you know what happens? You open the database, you check what the top players are playing, and it turns out they play literally any move. Some play H3 first, then Rook E1, then Knight E2. Some start with Knight E2. There are subtle differences. It's very, very hard to understand what it is. B4, A4 is at least kind of logical, more straightforward, right? White tries to get some space on the queen side. Castle short, Knight goes to E2. And the same that I was saying about Carlsen and Grishuk, the same is really possible here. The Knight on C6 is not very nicely placed, so Black decides to spend a couple of tempi to move it to G6. H2, H3. To prepare Rook E1, right? C6, Rook goes to E1, Knight goes to G6. And then White decides that he is ready to play D4. Rook to E8, Bishop E3. Funny enough, asking Black to jump to F4. So that in this case, Bishop goes to F1 and then Knight C4. And well, in some positions, White might even take on F4. Okay, so Bishop D3, Queen goes to C7, and Vishy just played A4, E5. Kind of assuring his dominance on the queen side. So very, very similar ideas. Yeah, if you look at what I was showing in Magnus's game against Grishuk, right? So A4, A5, kind of getting a grip on the queen side is a key idea here, especially if, I'd say, somehow this position gets simplified. The problem for White is that he's, while taking the space, while making all those pawn moves, he's somewhat falling behind in development. And for instance, it's less impactful in Magnus's position against Grishuk, where the queens are off and you can allow yourself to spend some time. And especially in Grishuk's position, once again, if we jumping back to this game, after A5, the bishop is forced to go to C7, right? After trade. f5, rook goes back to e2. Queen f7 played by Veselin Tovalov, and the knight from f1 jumps to e3. Well, looking at it, I'm kind of not sure if Vishy did the right thing, to be honest. The reason for that being a d3 square, potentially, it will be a very nice outpost for black rooks. Black's to move, rook d8, I assume is answered with rook d2, because if you lead with the queen, if you go like queen e1, then bishop d3 followed by e4 will clearly be in black's favor. So rook d8, you're practically forced to go rook d2. And yeah, here somehow it's not that easy for black. Once again, if black would have had the possibility to go rook d8 here, kind of to take the file, he of course would be in a great shape. Now, he can't really play rook d8. If he takes care of his light square bishop, if he goes bishop g6, then after knight c4, white starts to have threats of his own. It's like e5 pawn is hanging, knight d6 in some positions is a serious threat. Then once again, if you force black somehow, if you force black to put the pawn on e4, then it restricts black's own bishop till a certain degree. So, well, quite a complex position, I have to say. Yeah, and perhaps it's worth mentioning that taking on e3, rook e3, so despite opposite colored bishops on the board, it's nowhere near a draw. It's actually very, very pleasant position for white, because this pawn inevitably will be pushed to e4, after which white bishop will be much more active than its black's counterpart. Let's say rook d8, white moves the queen to e1, for instance, and then black is playing e4. Well, on the other hand, black's going to have an outpost on d3, so it's hard to tell. Yeah, at first glance it seems that, yeah, and indeed the bishop on g3 kind of has more prospects than the bishop on f5. But as a compensation for that, black has the square on